Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to listen to a fairly short hypnosis session, and it was actually just a way of cementing some of the work that we had done with the client in the session, but they wanted the ability to do the same thing with other memories. And this client had symptoms of PTSD, so post-traumatic stress disorder, and that is one of those symptoms is reliving a traumatic memory or things that remind them of that traumatic event set them off and they can feel tearful or overwhelmed or panicky or whatever it might be. They can be triggered into emotions. And one of the memories that was very traumatic for them was seeing a parent being very cruel to an animal at an age where they were too young to do anything about it. Maybe 6 or 7 years old. Because of that, not only did they feel powerless and helpless, but they also felt guilty that somehow they caused that thing to happen, which isn't true, but it can feel like it's true at the time. And these things can play out. And as a result of seeing this cruelty, now as an adult, they're very protective over animals and they help vulnerable people and animals, but they couldn't have the ability at the time. So this is about looking at the past in a way to give it a new meaning, to scramble up the memory in the way that was causing some kind of trauma or link to an unresourceful state, and then taking the current version of themselves plus a resourceful previous version of themselves into that memory to update it the way that they would want it to be. And in doing so, it can help with situations where there might be clear memories connected to something that links to symptoms of PTSD. So if you feel that this resonates with you, think of those things. And we're going to do it in a way that makes it safe for you to do that. It's called stage disassociation. You're not going to relive the moment until you've messed up the link between the moment and any kind of emotions connected to it. So you can think about that, but wait until the session starts. So you do it in a way where you've got at least 1 or 2 levels of stages to really disassociate, so you're not reliving a traumatic memory again, but you're looking at it in a way where you can change it and make it empowering for you. And if PTSD or anxiety triggers are plaguing you in some way and you do want a more bespoke session, there will be a link in the show notes where you can schedule that free consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, just imagine breathing in a feeling of calm and relaxation. Breathing in that relaxation, and as you exhale, just allow your eyelids to close as you give permission to yourself to go to a place of relaxation where change can happen naturally. Breathing in that resourceful relaxation and allowing any feelings of tension, worry, or even helplessness to feel like it's leaving your body in that outward breath. It almost feels like you're breathing in strength, empowerment, a deep sense of compassion, and what you're exhaling is any feelings of helplessness, any feelings of weakness, any feelings of powerlessness. Allow those unresourceful feelings to feel like you're exhaling them, breathing in what you need, and exhaling what you don't. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a secret room in your mind that looks like your own private cinema. Imagine walking into that private cinema, seeing that large screen, and imagine seeing very, very comfortable chairs. And I want you to find the most comfortable chair. Consider yourself Goldilocks. Maybe one chair is too hard, the other too soft, and find the most comfortable chair and imagine placing yourself on that comfortable chair in your own private cinema in your mind's eye. And you're about to see a memory that originally was traumatic or emotionally overwhelming in some way. You're not reliving the memory because you're in a private cinema. You're just seeing the memory as if it was a movie on a screen. And originally, I want you to imagine seeing it from a first-person perspective. Almost like there was a body cam on you back then that filmed everything. You're not re-experiencing the memory. You're seeing the footage of that memory. So play it forwards from beginning to end, knowing that you are safe and comfortable in a cinema, seeing a memory on a screen. And maybe there's certain elements of that memory that feel distressing because you remember what happened, and that's okay. But I want you to imagine you have a remote control for this movie of this memory. With brightly colored buttons, I want you to notice that different buttons do different things. You can turn the whole memory into an animated cartoon. And try that now. Press that button, change the memory into a cartoon, and notice it feels different. There's another button that makes everything like a black and white movie. And that changes things. There's a button that shrinks down the movie to the size of a dot. And when it's small, that also drains any emotion away. Make it the normal size, but this time imagine that there's a rewind button, so everything's happening backwards. Again, you're in a cinema, just seeing a movie of a memory. But now everything is happening backwards. People are walking backwards, talking backwards, everything is happening backwards. There's another button that flips it, so now it's happening backwards and upside down. Or perhaps you turn it into what would look like an old photographic negative. Just black and white, but inversed. It all feels very strange. And then attempt to play it forward, seeing a button on this remote that scrambles everything. Just imagine that all these moments are scrambled up. And sometimes you've tried to listen to an old bit of music on an old CD or vinyl, but the track skips. It plays a bit of the song, jumps forward, then jumps back. And the song is unlistenable simply because it doesn't follow the same sequence. So as you allow this memory to jump forward and back, scramble it up, like all the scenes are in a blender, and it just doesn't seem to make any sense. Again, notice it's draining away any of the emotions to this memory. You know what happened, but any connection to a physical sensation in your body seems to be diluting and changing and dissipating. And just imagine there is a cord, a rope, or a piece of string that goes from you to this movie. And consider this cord an attachment of emotions. I want you to imagine you have a pair of golden scissors. The moment you cut the cord, the memory will exist, but no more emotions will be connected to it. No more disempowering emotions. And when the time is right, just imagine cutting that cord with golden scissors and feeling that the memory can exist without needing to link to any memories that make you feel bad in any way. And when you're ready to do that, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. You've now got a scrambled movie of an old memory that, no matter how you play it, it doesn't seem to make you feel anything. But the absence of a feeling isn't quite enough. The past is the past, so let's make it empowering and positive for you. Rewind it to the beginning. But this time, see yourself as characters in the memory. But this time, two versions of you. The version of you as you were, but with all of your strength and memories, and the current version of you back in that same memory. The past and the present are now colliding. There is two versions of you, and then play that memory forward the way you would have wanted it to have been if you could go back in time and make it as you would have wanted it to have been. I want you to bring justice to a sense of injustice, power to a sense of powerlessness, fairness to something that was unfair, to right or wrong. Remember, you're in the cinema watching this on a screen, but you're now seeing two versions of you make things right. You're the director of this movie. Keep changing different variations of this new memory, this new movie, until it's exactly the way you would want it to be. Something that makes you feel, as the audience watching this, satisfied, powerful. You are rooting for yourself on screen to bring justice to an injustice. And when you find that updated version that feels just right, let me know by nodding your head. And then rewind it to the beginning. And then step into one of the versions of you. Maybe the younger version of you that was in that moment. Or maybe the version of you that is your current age now, back in that memory. You're in a first-person perspective, and now feel that sense of power, strength, courage, a sense of justice. And because this is just your imagination, you can add special powers, invincibility, fearlessness, super strength. I want you to get a sense that you could even enable someone to change places. So if someone is being cruel, they experience their own cruelty on themselves. If someone is being mean or abusive, they are then the perpetrator and the victim simultaneously. Consider this karmic justice. Update things, but feel that you are in your own body in the memory, experiencing it as you would have wanted it to have been if you could make it powerful for you. Try out different versions until there is a certain combination of things that happen that make you feel strong, powerful, like a hero, a sense of justice. And when you found that winning combination, let me know by nodding your head. Knowing that you can come back to this private cinema in your mind whenever you choose to do something different with this memory or any other, to banish some demons that have been plaguing you for a while, to give a sense of powerfulness and empowerment to something that felt different. I want you to get a sense that it all makes sense now. Certain emotions that you were holding on to weren't yours. I want you to get a sense that you've got clarity now. You know that those emotions weren't for you. They were for someone else. I want you to get a sense that now you know that those emotions can seek out their rightful owner. Whether they claim them or not is unimportant. The emotions for you to keep are the empowering, positive, useful emotions. The combination of perhaps compassion and strength. Anything else, whether it's sadness, anxiety, guilt or stress, were never for you. So allow them to find their rightful owner. And when they found their rightful owner, let me know by nodding your head. And then you can leave that screen, finding yourself back there in the cinema. And now, even if you try to play the original memory, and try and do that now, notice the feelings have changed. There is a sense of objectivity, perspective. You can see what really happened knowing that you have all of the strength and power to live your life on your terms without holding the emotional baggage of someone else. I want you to get a sense that you can leave this private cinema in your mind knowing that you are powerful, you are strong, that you have the qualities to make a difference. So as you leave that cinema, find yourself starting to connect with your present body, your present moment, with a deep sense of empowerment, but also perspective. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Start to calibrate with the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you'll awaken feeling strong, powerful, with a sense that the past is the past, and you can extract all of the wisdom, insight, and value from that, and none of any emotions that are disempowering in any way. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8. Open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10. Wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.